Hey everybody, how are you guys? I hope you guys are good. So I want to talk about the big C, alright? Crazy time in history, so I wrote a few things down that I wanted to say. Back in December of 2019, the mainstream media started pushing a narrative, right, on the news. They were showing people dropping dead on the streets in China. Talking about, oh my gosh, there's this really bad, deadly virus. I mean, they showed people walking down the street and then just dropping dead. And hope it doesn't come here, hope it doesn't come here. And then a month later, they had the first couple cases that had hit the United States, right? March of 2020, they shut the entire world down. Businesses, schools, they were saying hospitals were at full capacity. They were saying there were so many people dying that they had to have semi-trailers outside of the hospital just to put all the dead bodies in. Yet you had people going around to these hospitals that they were saying were overloaded. There's no tractor trailers outside. It's empty. Like there's, lying to you, basically. They had people going around telling you the truth. Businesses and companies and corporations started implementing big V mandates for all of their employees, or at least the employees that were allowed to continue working, like the essential workers or the frontline workers at the hospital, doctors, nurses, stuff like that. It was complete insanity. And if you refused to take the big V, then you were terminated, or you just simply said, I'm not doing it, I quit. And you lost your job. They scared people so much that people agreed to be injected with something that had no time to be tested, with something they had no idea what was in it, but they were told over and over and over again, if you take this, you will be safe, your family will be safe, blah, blah, blah. Well, we know how that went, don't we? A lot of people who got the big V had very serious health complications, and some even died. But the mainstream media will tell you that was all misinformation. That's bogus. Don't listen to it. The big V wasn't the reason, right? Anyone and everyone who spoke out about the truth of the big V and C19 was discredited, and their careers were over. Okay? They made everybody mask up every time they left the house. When school did reopen, not only were the kids forced to have the big V in order to go back to school, so parents, didn't give parents any options there. And not only that, but when their kids did go back to school, they had to sit in class for 8 hours a day with a covering, a mask over their nose and their mouth, just rebreathing in their own carbon dioxide for 8 hours a day. Insane. And the next thing you know, you got totally healthy athletes, just dropping on the field, either going into cardiac arrest or just completely dropping dead right there. You had 12-year-olds having heart attacks, okay? Oh, but it's not connected, because that would be misinformation. 3 years later, okay, it's 2023. And the truth is starting to come out about the big V and the whole C19 sham, I want to say. And now they all want to say, well, don't look at us, we didn't force you to take it. Accepting no responsibility because they know what they did, but they won't accept any responsibility for it, right? Because then they'd be liable. People lost their jobs. People lost their businesses. People lost their homes. People lost a lot. And all caused by the lies that were coming from the administration and the mainstream media, right? People died. People are living right now with very, very serious complications and problems due to the toxins and the ingredients inside the big V, okay? They did this, and they refuse to accept responsibility, and the people don't even seem to hold it against them. I don't think people realize what actually happened during those 3 years, what rights they actually lost, the rights they actually handed over. Families were completely separated. Loved one, if you had a loved one in a nursing home, forget it. You couldn't see them for like a year and a half or something crazy like that. There were no barbecues. There were no weddings. There were no gatherings with over 10 people or more, unless you were the governor or, you know, the president or something like that. Martial law was instated, and the people gave up their rights because they were either scared to death of dying or having a family member die, or they were forced to it against their will. I mean, it's crazy. They were taking kids at schools and literally they had tents set up outside with military, National Guard, like doctors and stuff. Like, you know, they had these tents set up outside of these schools where they were actually taking kids out and giving them these shots without their parents' consent or even being there or knowing or anything. I mean, it's insane, but they could do that because people gave their rights away. Martial law was implemented and nobody could do a damn thing about it, right? Everybody was scared to death. So many human rights were violated during that whole scam. And now that the truth is being revealed to the masses, people don't seem to care. I think they seem to forget how bad it was during 2020 and 2021. I will say this: never forget what they did to the American people. Never forget how far they will go to gain total control. Because remember this: this happened because of propaganda. This happened because they brainwashed people into thinking that if they didn't get this, that they were either going to die or they were going to pass it on to their loved one, their child, their sister, their mother, their father, and they were going to die. Guys, look at the facts now. Look at the truth that has come out now. So never forget. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. I'll see you guys next time.